Hello everybody and welcome back to the labs. I am Toasty and thank you for joining me here on another episode of ResonantRise. Whoa, that was weird, huh? Oh, okay. Anyways, hanging out here on the MechStation, having some fun. Still feeling quite a bit under the weather actually, and still rather difficult for me to talk, so we'll see how well this goes. I've done a lot of work off camera. And I want to show you what I've been doing. So here we go. One thing that I did for sure is obviously I started to expand my system down here. It looks a little silly right now, but we'll get into that. The ME system's pretty smart. Originally I had all of my patterns coming through this one cable and then going across, but that limits it to 8 channels as opposed to the 32 I get from here. So it's pretty smart in the sense that it'll route through these cables instead of through the interfaces, which is good. I've queued up, I've got a whole bunch of this stuff being made, the Cenarium pieces, because when I make the solar panels, I have to wait on the iridium, but once I have the iridium, the slow part is actually this. So, what we're doing is we're going to I've queued up about 1,000 of them. They're going to run for a while, and that will speed up the crafting processes immensely. And while we're talking about crafting processes, I have upgraded my auto crafting system. So far, this is very similar to the build I used on MechStation, on Monzos. They're all fully upgraded. They're all 3 per interface with some upgrade. I've got some more 64K crafting, so these are actually 2 deep. Right, so we've got a whole bunch of extra crafting capacity and also some co-processors, which allow us to use the multiple assemblers per interface, which is pretty awesome. And so that's been going on. But what I've been working on is a couple of projects. One was that I've automated the crafting of a lot of IC2 things, including overclockers. So I've started to overclock all these bad boys, and they're going strong. This is really limited by fuel. And so what I've done is I put this ultimate energy cube here, which has a max output of the same of these cables. And so you're able to fairly, I guess, better transfer EU into this, even though it doesn't seem to be functioning right now. I don't know if it actually converts like the cables, the universal cables do, but it was a shot. I thought it was working for a while. Now I'm not sure. I've remade my hunger module and cooked up a lot of my food. I wanted to look at something. Let's look. Ooh. Anyways, UU blast. I was really hoping that I researched a lot of unresearched dimlets, and I was really hoping I'd come across some of the UU ones, but that's okay. Make a big UU lake. So here we are. Anyways, what else have we been working on? So we've done the ME thing. Oh yeah, we've got that over there. Let me just show you what I've got going on before that. Let's try and not show it off too quickly. What I've got going on in the IC2 dome, I have extended my AE system over here via the use of a quantum ring. So if you've never seen this quantum ring, you get 4 of these quantum ring pieces, 8 of them, sorry, put them in a circle, and then put a quantum link chamber in the middle with some applied Energistics quantum entangled singularities. I've renamed that one there, and you can attach stuff to it. You got to give it energy with an energy acceptor, so that's what I've done. Now, if we come over here, we'll see I've made some upgrades. We upgraded this to all glass cable, so it does support large amounts of energy, because once you pass 4 of these the dense cables don't work, and in order to, the dense cable, the what are they called? The insulated HV cables. They only once you pass 4 solar panels, they've maxed out that cable. So I had the 2 MFSUs here, but that was bottlenecking some of the energy transfer, and then I had 4 of these, and then I bottlenecked that cable. So I thought for sure this was going to be a better way of doing this. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right, coming down here, and the glass fiber cable is going to hold quite a bit more. So we're doing okay. I've added some mass fabs, and I've added some extra recyclers. So we're doing really well. as far as our UU production, and our energy is actually doing phenomenally well. Phenomenally well. So that's going real good. Apparently we've made a small mess. I did this. I don't know who did that. And our quarry finished, so we'll have to look at what I want to do next for resource income. One thing I don't know that I ever showed you guys is I had worked on something on camera, and that was I was putting some autonomous activators with some fortune imbued tools to smash up the ores that needed smashing. Well, I did in fact finish that, and I forgot to show it off, so let's do that really quick. That was a couple episodes back. So if we come in here, we'll see how this works exactly. Basically, we've got some autonomous activators with an imbued tool, right? And then a couple block placers. We had some protections on this area for my recording sake from the rest of the server, and that's what was actually stopping the fake players from placing blocks. So if I grab some ore, let's see, I know I've got some alternative kind of redstone ore. Boom. We'll go ahead and put you guys down here. All right, so you see that works really well. And it just smashes through things. And how I've done that is I've actually just left the ME interfaces configured with different resources that it tries to grab. So different ones do different things. I should throw the rest of these empty slots in with Artifice kind of things, but I hadn't really thought about doing that yet. For starters, let's definitely grab the diamond though and pull this one in. Nah, those will be okay. So if we look at our shards, which is really what spawned this on, I haven't even seen this yet. We got lots of shards now. I mean, this is stupid. All right. So that's how that works, and it works really well. And then the item collector just picks it up. Now, the reason that I had to have a second interface here for this function, basically interfaces have an item conduit underneath here that pipes the items over to the to the block placers. You can see some of it back there. The reason that I had to do this one is because when these are all pulling things, I originally had them full, and it was really hard for it to empty out the specific. It's like these were all full, waiting to go. So it was hard for it to put the items it was picking up somewhere. So that's why I have that blank one down there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Better. Okay. So I've also replaced our autocrafter here. We have quite a few of the octuple compressed cobblestone. I replaced it with one of these bad boys, which is cruising. So we got a few extras of them now. But let's go upstairs and show you what I've actually been working on. That was a bit of a spoiler there. So we've got our Thaumcraft area. Now we've also got our blood magic area. And basically, I've been grinding away at this to try and get it ready to do some rapid upgrading. So what we've got is, if I pull over my backpack here and my slate, we got a template to do up to a tier 5 altar. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so tier 6, if I've done it right. I'm actually pretty sure this is in the wrong place, and so therefore possibly this, but we'll find that out eventually. And I've got a plan for a, whoa. Oh yeah, I got a plan for a build to put above it for our Well of Suffering ritual to feed our altar eventually, but that'll come. So I wanted to get started on blood magic, and it just so happened that a good buddy on the server now, Format, he has done a lot of work already in Botania and blood magic. He is a tier 5 altar, and but he's also done a huge heap ton into Botania, like already at endgame Botania stuff. And he was working on Thaumcraft, and so I lended him a hand with some of our essences here, and I tossed him a few things and helped him with. He wanted to do a really unstable infusion, and I had all the stuff together to handle like a dangerous level infusion. He has infusion crafting, just not a really well done infusion one, and particularly what he was making was a wand from... Well, they all say they're from Thaumic, but what it is actually from this one. No, not the Element, not the Dreamwood. This one, the Living Wood Wand. He made that. Now, the Living Wood Wand, he decided, oh, that's interesting. So it's a crossover mod that Mac sort of works with Botania, with Blood Magic, and with Thaumcraft. And so I handle, the thing is, when you make it, you have to use these runes from Botania, which they're not really expensive if you're at endgame stuff, but they definitely are not, like, they're a little tedious to make, and they're not something you want to lose. So it's these guys here. So you need to use like 11 of them or something crazy like that. So that's why he brought that over, to make sure he didn't lose any. We have a new cow. So anyways, I traded him a couple of things for a, well, really all I traded him for was a Fallen Canade. And then he asked me if I had a mana setup, and I said no, I was going to get into that, and he gave me all this. This was his original mana setup. So I kind of plopped this down, and we've been feeding coal blocks into our Endo Flames here to generate mana a bit faster than normal. But other than that, we've got some Day Blooms and some Nightshades to go ahead and provide an active generation of mana. So that's awesome. Now, what I did is I just sort of sat here and I ground away until I had excuse me, until I had enough runestones to put up to the tier 4. I think this is right. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what we've got right now, which take a couple slates, which is, I'll show you how to make in a second if you haven't seen it before. And how I've done this is if we just hop down here to the altar room, which is actually just barely below where you're standing, I've got a transvector interface here, which is linked to Blood Magic. This is from Thaumic Tinkerer. Basically just extends wirelessly the eyesightedness of an object. So anything that I take out of my blood backpack and put into my ender pouch, my red ender pouch, will be fed into a hyper rationing pipe into the altar. So in order to make these runes, what you need is 6 stone, 2 blank slates, and an orb of some sort. Now, we can do that, no problem. We have these stones, or we have lots of stones. So let's grab a stone, and this is all you do. You take it, you throw it in your bag, plop, plop. It comes up here. And if you look at my Wayla in the top left, you'll see it start to go down as it slowly turns it into a slate. And then the slates, and just the slates, are pulled out by this and put into here. Now, the reason I've got it filtered for just slates is because it will pull anything, even if it's being processed. It doesn't know the difference between the inventories. So, yeah. What has made this exceptionally easy, though, is I did ask for the Fallen Canade, or Canade, or however you say it. Canade, or anyways, Canade. The Fallen Canade, which gives you regen 2, right? And it works pretty well with Blood Magic. Now, there's a config setting in Blood Magic to make it so that you have hunger when you're working with regeneration, or when you have any regeneration buff, you get a massive hunger debuff. I turn that off because I find that really annoying. I know it's for balance purposes, but honestly, it's not that big of a hindrance. Like, I have this hunger, I would just have to go click, click, and then keep going. So I turned that off ages ago, knowing I was going to get into Blood Magic. So real quick for today, we're going to go ahead and break some of this. I'd like to get us into our tier 3 altar. We're at a tier 2. Oh yeah, something else to mention. By default, if you look at Wayla, it says we currently have 10,000 LP out of 10,000 LP in a tier 2 altar, right? You see that in the top left? It's kind of hard to see. There you go. Right, so that isn't normally there. Let me show you why. We have our division sigil, which is pretty easy to make, just glass. See this glass here with a blank slate and an orb makes a division sigil. And what this does is it tells us information about our altar and about our LP network. Well, just by having, there's an add-on that lets us see the information from Wayla, as long as it's in our inventory somewhere. Now, this is really nice, but again, that's not really the way that Blood Magic was designed to work. So if I don't have this made or in my inventory, you can see that information goes away, which is really kind of neat if you think about it. So what I need to get is in my blood altar-y thingy, I have this. This Grimstone is what I've been using to do the altar. So we'll just go ahead and do this. I think this is gonna be right. Grab 4 glowstone. 1. Huh? That was weird. And now it's a tier 3 altar. Fantastic. So for tier 4, now this may be out of place. I think this is right, but I almost feel like it's actually supposed to be out here. I'll have to check on that. For tier 4, we're going to need something similar, but we'll need blood shards, which we're not quite at a place to get. So the first thing that I'm going to need to do blood shards is a ritual, diviner, right? Or not the first thing. Well, I'm going to need some ritual stones, some master ritual stone, a weak activation crystal, and I'd like to get a ritual diviner. Yeah, which isn't that hard. You just got to have the right materials. So the ritual diviner is pretty easy. 4 diamonds and an emerald with these inscribing tools, which is a gas tier, a magma cream, obsidian, and a block of lapis. Now I have a gas tier. I have obsidian. I should have magma cream. Oh, I don't. And do I have a block of lapis? Oh, I can craft them. Perfect. So let's head over here. Oop, the only thing I haven't done for my blood altar area there yet is really add not that ME interfaces. Boom, bam. Now it is making my teleporting a little difficult. And then you plop it in and you sit here and do this. So this, yeah, this gives you, this can be really tedious when you're doing it because you have to poke yourself so many times. This is the first time I've done blood magic and not died. All right, so that's a big deal. It's a very big deal for me. I have not died doing blood magic this playthrough, but I have quite a bit in the past. This takes about 2,000 LP each. And you just kind of sit here and wait. So what makes this tedious, though, is you have to do this a lot to get these stones, right? This is not the best way to do this. So usually what you do is you look at your rune stones. And you say, oh, let's get some of the self-sacrifice, right? Which is a couple of the second tier slates, which is just a slate in the tier 2 altar. Some stone and some glowstone. And what that does is every time you prick your finger, it puts more of your essence into this little puddle. Let's go ahead and craft this now, shall we? Huh. Boom. Perfect. Okay. So it puts more in here. And what has only allowed me to do this is, yes, the Fallen Canaan gives you ritual, or gives you regen 2. What's made this possible is I could actually keep up. I can do 10 and have it fully recharged and fill this while a stone is in there being turned into a slate. Because I have regen 3, which comes from our awesome backpack. Whoop, 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 whoop. Right? So we've seen this. Our backpack's amazing. It does cool things for us. But it also gives us regen 3, which is pretty awesome, right? So we're going to say a huge thank you to the maker of that. I have spoken to the mod maker, and he is working on the lag. He's just not, nobody's really sure what causes it yet. So anyways. So let's look at what we need for a weak activation crystal, which is a lava crystal, which is 3 buckets of lava, 2 obsidian, a diamond, and an orb. You know what? That's not that bad. Let's come to the tower. Let's get some buckets. Which, of course, I don't have any of. Now, I know I've got some spare lava around here somewhere. Yeah, I could make it in my backpack, but it's pretty, it's pretty laggy for that. So, whoop, missed one step. All right, lava crystal. Here's my orbs. Boom. Piece of cake. Now this guy's pretty cool. It'll like fuel a furnace and stuff like that using your LP if you want it to. We're not really worried about that right now. Huh? 10,000. So this will take the whole capacity, and just to make sure we keep up. And you can see that I recharge very quickly. That's crazy fast. All right. So there's that. Now we need to look at our ritual stones, because we need to do the ritual of binding. Oh, there it is. Huh. There are so many of these. All right. So that's what we need to do. Now, the ritual of binding requires 8 blank stones. So then 8 more, 8 more. So in total, we need 24 ritual stones, which each require a reinforced slate, which is 2,000 in this. Now, this is going to be a big pain to do. So I'm going to do a bit of this work off camera, maybe ask Format if I can use this thing to create a few stones or a few blank slates with. Ritual stones again. So 4 of them equals 4 ritual stones. So I need 28, which means I need 28. We're just going to do a half stack. Stones. All right, so I'll be right back, guys. So Format actually is going to let me borrow his setup over here, which is really, really cool of him. This is a much better system. He's got this set up with translocators, which let you filter specific things, or more than one specific thing, right? So we're gonna do this. It'll set up, it'll grab all of these at once, And then I just throw that back in there, and it should, well, that actually probably won't pull it out. He had it set up before with his master one, but he hasn't done his archmage one. All right, so this is gonna work. Whoa, what is wrong with me? I just canceled all the progress it made. But what's going on here is we're actually going to try and get something like this set up. So what he's got going on is he's got the blood from his altar is being filled by this ritual, which is killing these mobs. We're going to do something similar, but without the spawner necessarily. I mean, we'll have a spawner, kind of. But he's using a soul cage, actually. I didn't realize that until just now. To do this, which is a really, 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 really good way to keep mobs flowing. But we're going to try something a little bit different. And I just wanted to check while I'm here. Yeah, it's only out 1, so that's good. And then out 2. So he's working towards the tier 6 as well. What on earth is this? Sorry, I do know. I know what this is. While we're here, why don't we check out the new spawn? So this is something that this is something that wow. Thank you very much. That we have been working by we, I mean Joe and Justa and for when players are enlisted to the server. Now, this is not an invitation, but yeah, it is something that we are working on. So that's really cool. What direction was I coming from here? Yeah, so they built all this by hand, and it looks just fantastic. I mean, it looks so cool. And I think I know what the plan is for it, but I'm going to leave the rest of that a mystery for now. And I'm going to go ahead and assume that this beacon is part of the reason that, or is the direction that I need to go. Yeah, it is. So while I'm here, why don't I show off a bit of format space, actually. So this is what we're going to be making in a minute, is this ritual here. And this is kind of how he started, but look at this. I got to ask him what he was doing with these. It looks like he had some sort of magical flower farm, and I need to make one of these for sure. But he's got like amazing setups with using blood magic and stuff like that. Look at these sparks. These things look awesome. This is a way of distributing mana. He's got tons of mana. Look at this thing. He's got the gate to L5. I mean, the portal to L5. He is good to go. And then that over there is just his house. So, all in all, this place, he's been doing really well. And then he's got the majority of his base is actually underground here, so you can't see it. But you can see format way down there. And one day I'll do a full world tour, but format's been helping me out a lot, so I'm going to leave this here for him. We're at the tier 1, which means we should be at tier 2 very, very quickly. And as soon as we're ready, I'll grab these and I'll head on back over. But what we need is these. We're going to need to get these bloodstone bricks, which I need blood shards for, which I have to get a very particular way. And I may come over and borrow some spawns. I don't know. I may make my own spawner. I do have a zombie thing set up, so I'll do that instead. But we'll get some stuff figured out for sure. All right, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, so I think I have everything that we are going to need. There it is. I knew that was going to be there somewhere. Except this is empty. And, yeah, I am definitely going to need a bit of life essence filled up into this bad boy. Pretty quickly. A new thing about the whatchamacallit, what the heck am I talking about? Oh, the division sigils. You get this little blurb on the left here that shows you how much life essence you have, and that's awesome. So we got a good amount filling up in here. I'm gonna have to do a bit of just stabby over here. Having a lot of health does help with that. and having good regen obviously helps with that, and having like full nourishment helps with that. Now, I remade the hunger module. I was planning on waiting for this, but I decided, what the hey, I'll just do it. I got 3,000 points of hunger in it. That'll last us a while. That's going up pretty quick, actually. I think I need 25,000, but that's just a guess. Oh yeah, I forgot to activate this. There we go. Sorry. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and I don't really remember what I was talking about. We're gonna do our ritual right here, actually. Why right here? Who knows? Plop. Now, this is something that didn't used to work, but it might now. No, it doesn't. Okay. Not a big deal. We'll just clear out a bit of land here. Whee! Whenever the clear lag happens, it creates, ironically enough, quite a bit of lag. Just server lag, though, so it's okay. All right. We'll throw up. Throw up? No, we don't want to throw up. Oh, what did I just do that for? Let's go back. Okay. Much better, much better. Now, if I remember correctly, we're going to need something like this. Now, I don't need these inside ones poked. They're just guiding holes. That didn't come out right at all. No? Nothing. All right, well, let's just lift it up one because I don't remember then. There we go. Ah, that's what I thought. Okay. So you right click on it. It puts all these down in the right order and dyes them for you. So that's pretty perfect. Just fill in these holes here. Bam, 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 bam. Now for the hard part. I'm going to have to make us a diamond sword. Now I'm doing this from memory. I think I'm doing everything correct. What you do is you come over here to your ritual binding, and we're gonna make us a bound sword. This is very important. The bound sword will get us quite a few things that I do need to have. So, take your activation crystal, right click this, a rush of energy flows through it. You see this creepy demonic thingy, and you get a bit of an idea of what we need. We can use a sword, a shovel, a pickaxe, gear, don't know what that's for, and something here. But we're just gonna do this. And hope we don't die. Oh! Now, there is a chance that when this goes off, you will get hit by lightning, obviously. Aha! There you go. Got it in our inventory, see? There's also a chance that this bound blade here will get destroyed by said lightning. That's no bueno. The bound blade being destroyed would cost us quite a bit. I think an activation cost of 25,000 plus. I want to say the cost of the sword. So if you have a magnet, I recommend you put that on for sure when you're doing this. Now, yeah, we'll keep you guys in here. All right. I don't know why this crafting table was over there. I don't need it. Don't really need my Botania stuff out. Just showing that off a little bit. So we'll put you back. And we're going to do this. So, this is interesting. You right click it to activate it. Now, using it will use the LP that is in your network, which is still 25,000. Apparently that didn't cost anything, so that's cool. So why don't we head over to the Nether and see what we can get from our spawner. So we're gonna give Killer Joe here. Oh, you know what? I should enchant this first. Hold on. Let's go back. Killer Joe's been turned off for a little bit because if you remember, I had put some clay golems down here. Let's take a look at how many how much clay I have now. 38,000. So we shouldn't be short on clay anytime soon. But I think what I do want to do is head over here and enchant this really quickly so it does more damage and has looting and stuff like that. So we would like it to have sharpness. Ah, really? I never really know. I gotta go back up, don't I? I hate it when this happens. There it is. I knew we had enough. It doesn't know at first. It's okay. I forgive it sometimes. I put this elevator here because I got tired of jumping on it and it going nowhere. So that is only temporary. I say that a lot in my series though, and who knows. We would like looting. We would like unbreaking, even though I don't think it has durability. Maybe it reduces the cost of other things. Soul Stealer, why not? And we'll just throw all those on there. No problem. There we go. Now we'll head on over to the Nether and see what we can get. We're looking for some blood shards, which aren't too hard to get. They're not the highest drop in the world. But oh, this is perfect. I should set up the auto repair of this, or at least a filter for it. My word. All right. This actually needs to be turned on first, I think. Yeah. So every time this thing attacks, it will definitely do a bit of damage. Aha! Look at this. We're getting blood shards already. I'm just going to sit here and keep an eye on my LP. 24, 9, 10. And we're going to see if we can rack up a few of these blood shards. You only need one to make the blood runes that I need, but we're just going to let this go and see what happens. 24, 5. So it uses about 100 every kill. All right, we'll stay here for... Okay, so here we are. This is the cheapest crafting recipe ever made. So it is 1 stone, 1 weak blood shard equals 32 large bloodstone bricks. And they have a brick version, and they're just a really nice... Excuse me, a really nice texture in general. So why don't we go ahead and do a bit of work here on our altar. And I think it's supposed to be like 5 high, I want to say. I might have to go double check on formats, but... I don't... 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to say it's 5 high. Why don't we, sorry, just give this a bit of a top up while we're working over here. That feels right, or I mean, it looks cool, but I don't know if it is right. 1, 2. So the way that these pillars work is they can be any material, but the capstone of them have to be the specific material. There it is, tier 4 altar. What up? Now, tier 5 is... I'll have to double check again. Yeah, let's go look at tier 5. Got a warp set up for this. Ah! Right, so tier 5. Oh, okay, so tier 5 is 2 out. That's what I did wrong. Okay, I'll have to fix that for sure. and then we'll get started on that as well. Okay, so let's just head back home here. Whoosh. And we're getting a little peckish, so let's top up the old hunger meter. So, for tier 5, what I'll need to do is actually move all of this out one. Let's just turn that off real quick. Oh, I broke my Grimstone. I did it again. There we go. So this will end up being extended one. That's all the Grimstone I have. Let's head on back here and grab some more Grimstone. Now this stuff comes from Chisel. It's got a real nice texture in my opinion for doing dark magic-y type things. The new Chisel, I don't know if I've shown it on screen yet. Chisel's been updated quite a bit. The auto Chisel works now, which is also really cool. Chisels take durability. There's a diamond Chisel as well. And we can just say smooth Grimstone. You can shift click it out now and shift click it in, which is amazing. All right. And the auto Chisel works really, really, really well. I'm a huge fan of it. There's a diamond Chisel, so you can now just right click or left click on blocks in the world, which used to be a thing that you could do. They took it out for a bit to change what the block is. And like it'll cycle through the different kinds of chiseled options. And then the diamond Chisel, what it allows you to do is when you do that right click or left click, whatever it is, with a block in the world to change what type of chiseled block it is, you can also select it to tell it whether you want it to do the whole row of those blocks or just one or two or whatever. So these here on the tier 5 have to be beacons, I believe. All right, which makes me wonder what the heck is going to be on tier 6. Now, this is going to have to get bumped out. That'll have to be moved back. It's going to be a whole thing. Now, beacons we can handle. Let's set those up now, shall we? One, two, three, four. Not a big deal for us. We got lots of resources. Honestly, what's going to be the hard part is setting up the rune stones. I'm going to have to grind through some of that again. Now, I would like to do this next build probably next episode. But what it's going to be is actually... boop. Now, if I remember correctly, it's actually here to here. What it's going to be... Oh, I didn't mean for that to happen. Is we're going to do a well of suffering above this. And to do that, I'll get some stuff crafted up and probably build the structure. And I might even place the ritual down just so I know like dimensions and things while I'm working on the structure. But that will actually feed our altar, so we don't need to go borrow anymore. I may swap these out for translocators as well. That seems like a really good idea. And I'll take care of that. But until next time, though, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed checking out what I've been working on and doing a bit of blood magic. You guys haven't seen me do this on camera yet, so I hope you did enjoy it. Leave me a like or subscribe if you did, or a comment or something. It helps the channel grow. And until next time, I've been Tausty. Hope you enjoyed hanging out in labs. Hang up your lab coats on the way out. Do so.